सो हेलो सबको। आज क्या करेंगे हम लोग? आज हम लोग देंगे अनदर वीकली कॉन्टेस्ट का वर्चुअल कॉन्टेस्ट आई गेस। सो लेट्स फाइंड विच नंबर we will go for. So guess we are going for 202. Okay. So let's I guess we start at 6:34, right? Virtual contest. Let's start. I hope I am audible and all. Right. First question, second question, third question, fourth question. Read them. Given an integer array, return true if there are three consecutive odd numbers in an array. Otherwise, return false. Okay, interesting. For int I is equals to 0, I less than n minus 2, actually 3 minus 2 I plus plus. If here of I and 1 and here of I plus 1 and 1 and here of I plus 2 and 1, return true, else we're gonna return false. Hmm. Use example test cases, false and then true, right? Okay. Okay. You have an array of length n where ARR of I is equals to 2 into I plus 1 for all valid values of I. Hmm. Why? Okay. Uh, the goal is to make all elements of the array equal. It is guaranteed that all elements of can be made equal. Okay. So basically, you add one and you subtract one from. You add one and subtract one. Okay. How to make them equal? Minimum number of operations to make them equal. So according to me, to make them equal to 3, in one operation you go to 4 2, and then you make this. I guess it's easy. For 6, it will be like 1 3 5 7 9 11 6, right? So now I will choose either of this one. It doesn't matter which I choose. Let's say I choose 7. Then the answer will be the number of transfers, right? So since the middle value is 7, I want to make them 7. But it will not be 7 actually because sum is conserved. Sum will be conserved. तो जहां से ले रहा हूँ मैं उसको काउंट करूंगा बस. Can do that, but n is not that big also. Can you do that? Can you get sum of an odd numbers, right? Hmm. It's easy actually. It will be s will be equals to n plus 2 into n minus 1. Next, and your x will be equals to s divided by 2. It will be divided by this because it is guaranteed that वो हो जाएगा. For int I is equals to 1, I less than equals to n, I plus plus. Hmm. So if x is if x is less than equal to I, right? Otherwise my answer is equals to 0 and answer plus equals to x minus 2 into I. 2 into I, written answer I guess. Minus 2 of x is if x is smaller than that. So this is plus 1 only. Come on man. 12. It's wrong answer. So what it is? 1, 5, 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11. Sum is this sum is 12, 12, and then 12. So it is 36 I guess. 36 divided by 6 will be 6. I want all to make right? So to make it 6 will require 5 operations, 3 operations, and 1 operation. And no operation here I guess. X, not getting it what is happening. 2 into I minus 1 will be our number, right? 8 नहीं आना चाहिए, गलत आ रहा है 8. Sum is what? Sum is 6 plus nah. So 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, then 5, then 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But and the gap is 2. N into n plus 1 divided by 2 will be your sum of first n numbers. And then to get n those to get then multiplied by 2 and then minus 1. 84. Wow. So my f is coming out to be wrong. 11, but it is only 135 and it is 9 only. So I guess it is just 48. 5. What? 3 into 4 divided by 2 will be equals to 1, 2, 3. It is 6, right? It is correct. If I double it down, it will be 12. Now we need to go 12 minus 1. Why? Come on, man. Alright, so your D is 2. This will be your 1. It will be 2 into n minus 1 into 2. So it will be n minus n square. N square it will be. My bad. 72. Wow. That's really doing, I don't know what. Ah, come on, man. Why it is 5? Are you mad? बट मेरा आंसर 5 जा रहा था, मेरे ख्याल से ना? नहीं, फर्स्ट का आंसर 5 था बस. Come. So you want to increase the gap between them. Okay. I guess it is very easy, I guess. So position I suppose is sorted, but if it's not, position dot. Let's first change the name. AR begin and AR dot. And M can. M is the number of balls, right? Okay. So we will do int answer is equals to 0, int low is equals to 0, and high will be equals to what is the maximum value of that? It is 1E9, and 1E9 is the will be the greatest distance between them, right? While low is less than equals to high, and mid equals to low plus high divided by 2. Now I want to check if the gap of mid is possible or not. And so int I is equals to 0. And my last point was at -1. So while I less than n and error of I is greater than, wait a second. So while I less than t. So I'm here now. Right. Okay. So error of while I less than and error of I is less than last plus mid. So the gap between them should be the negative that na. So that's one thing, right? See, error of I minus last should be greater than, if it's less than mid. Till then, you just keep pushing it forward. Uh, do I plus plus only. So if I is equals to n, then you gotta break it. I is equals to 0, and break. Else I'm here. Else I will do what? Else I will place a ball here. Place equals to 0. And I will place hmm, placed plus plus and I plus plus also I guess. So now here if placed is equals to m, and that is my low. Also plate can be greater than also. If placed is equals to greater than equals to m, then your low is equals to mid plus 1. Also my answer equals to mid, else my high is equals to mid minus 1. Return the answer I guess. Hmm, interesting. Wow. The answer is wrong for 3 only. So when it gets correct, you wanna move higher. If it gets wrong, then you wanna move back in, right? Okay. Divide by 2. So whenever it gets succeeded, let's place this one. Oh, I have choose also last equals to error 5 with my bad. 3. 3 is the answer, yes. Hmm. Then it is 99999. I suppose it's overflow I was. Okay. There are n oranges in the kitchen, and you decided to eat some of these oranges every day as follows. Eat one orange. If the number of remaining oranges is divisible by 2, then you can eat them. Interesting question. So the fastest way is, of course, doing the third option as many times as possible, but the minimum number of moves are required. When I do n by 2, what happens? It gets shifted right. Okay. So, uh, Hmm. So the last move must be of one only, right? Of type one, because uh, because both of the second and third move left something, right? One left this one and one left, and by three, right? None of them which will be zero ever, right? So last move is one for sure, right? So so that means you will be starting with either two or three. Like now for two, you can have two from two, two spaces. That's very interesting. Just tell me reasons why would I ever use one again ever? Hmm. Because right. So let's say I want to use three, right? Let's say I want to use three now. There will be three cases there. Either the number will be divisible by that, या फिर तो नंबर डिविजिबल होगा उसमें, या फिर नहीं होगा. तो एक केस में तो वन हो जाएगा, एक केस में दो मूव होगा, एक केस में तीन मूव होगा. तो मतलब मेरा पॉइंट ये है कि मान लेते हैं जो log 3 of n है, that will be not very log 3 of 1 10 to the power 9 is what? 18, right? So this let's say 19 मान लेते हैं. 19 जो है 19 number of moves, और मान लेते हैं हर मूव में you are required two operations, three operations. Then also it will be at max 60 operation. At max 60 operation काम हो जाता है, समझ रहे हैं? हम्म. But I don't know, man, because it might be possible कि you don't want to, you might want to use it somewhere else, right? So that it will make, initially it's one, right? So now it could be two, or it could be something else. Hmm. Either it could be two, or it could be something else. What is the minimum number of? Oh, आई डोंट नो मैन, मेरे ख्याल से तो ज़्यादा लगेगा नहीं मेरे भी। इफ आई डू हैव सॉल्व ऑफ एन करूँगा ना मैं, व्हाट इज द मिनिमम नंबर ऑफ मूव्स टू मेक दिस int n, so let's say if n is equals to 1, turn 1, right? So otherwise it will be mb will be equals to n mod 2, mb1, and mb2 will be equals to n mod 3, and whatever this is, hmm, we will do is we will do return minimum of mb1 plus solve of n minus n equals to 0, solve of by, or it will be mb2 plus 1 plus solve of n minus mb2 divided by 3. So the answer is, it might give me theory here, but the point is, let's try. It's too small for the fourth question. Okay, हो गया. ठीक है, nice one. So should we see the ranking first or explanation? We go for ranking first. 56. Good. I think it is. It was easier, I guess. I don't know. Let's discuss the solutions. Okay. I have learned for my from the first video that I should be more coherent, at least by explaining the solutions, right? So solution number one, question number one was simple. Uh, simply the question was to check if in the array there exist three consecutive odd numbers, right? So the approach was to loop over the array from 0 till n minus 3. This is the inclusive range, and I want to check for a of I plus 1, and a of I plus 2 at each step. If all three are odd for particular I, then I return true immediately. Otherwise, I return false. Right? This is a pretty straightforward question. Okay, let's go on to the next question. This question was very easy, but I fumbled upon fumbled this because I don't know why I fumbled it. But so the question is, you are given n. So given n, and that means you have an array of n odd numbers, right? So let's say if n is 4, then you have one first n odd numbers. Then it will be 1, 3, 5, and 7, right? 1, 3, 5, 7. So now the what question asks you to do is, you want to make this array, elements of this array equal. The operation you can perform is choose x and y, right? And what you need to do is, you will subtract 1 from x and add 1 to y, right? So if you carefully look the operation here, you will see one will be added in one position and one will be removed from one position. So often in this type of operations, the something will be preserved. So in this case, sum is preserved, right? Because you are adding one and then you are removing one. Sum is preserved, right? So whatever you do, sum will be preserved. So what sum preservation tell us is, let's say the sum is here. The sum is 12, 4, 16, right? So now this 16 needs to be divided into four parts. So of course, each number should have four, right? So the final array should look like this. Like it is deterministic. There will be no other solution. It will be the only solution. And how you convert it, that's the question. And uh, the way of doing it is, what I did was, since I know what I want to make, I will just count this one, right? How much I'm counting this thing, how much it takes me to bring error that are smaller than, this is my x, right? Final answer. Final answer 2x, right? तो मतलब जो एरर एक्स से छोटे हैं उनको एक्स में आने के लिए कितने मूव लगेंगे, तो उनको मैंने काउंट करा बस, राइट? तो पहले मैंने क्या करा, एक्स निकाला। तो मैंने लिटरली इस चीज में बहुत टाइम कर दिया, तो इसको कर देना, जल्दी जल्दी हो जाएगा। और क्योंकि ये छोटा बहुत है, इस तरह से जल्दी निकल जाएगा। एक्चुअली 10 के ऊपर 9 में तभी आंसर निकला था, ओपन में आंसर करा, बट आई चूज टू डू दिस थिंग। आई लूप्ड ओवर and this will be the ith odd number. If the ith odd number is greater than equal to x, then I will break it, because I am counting just to bring smaller till x, right? Smaller को मैं x में लाने की कोशिश कर रहा हूँ, आगे वाले से मुझे फर्क नहीं पड़ता क्योंकि वो भी अपना बन ही जाएंगे, राइट? तो x माइनस एंड देन ith नंबर, मतलब इस वाले नंबर को x तक लाने में कितना मूव्स मुझे लगेंगे वो काउंट करा मैंने, x में आंसर कंप्लीट करा, देन आई रिटर्न द आंसर। ओके, सो ये भी हो गया। So this is the question where, this is third question. I did it pretty fast, I think. It will be at most 5 minutes, I guess. So the third question was, you have n baskets and then m balls. You want to place m balls in these baskets such that the minimum distance between any two, मिनिमम डिस्टेंस बिटवीन टू जो वैल्यू होगी, इसको हमको क्या करना है, मैक्सिमाइज करना है, राइट? सो this is a maximization question. So what I did was, I basically binary search for answer. So let's say I'm doing binary search on answer, right? So the answer की range initially क्या होगी? Answer could be at worst 0 and at best it could be 1 in 9, right? So I started from this only. Low is equals to 0 and high is equals to 1 in 9. And then for each mid, I'm checking if this answer is possible or not, right? So how to check if this answer is possible or not? So let's say I first of all I sorted the baskets, right? So let's say this is the basket, right? And my mid is equals to 4. So the first basket is for 1, then it is at second, then it is at 3, then it is at let's make it 6, 7, 8, 12, 16, 17, right? And this is mid, right? Mid means the gap, the answer we want to create. answer we want to check if we can create or not. Right? And my, let's say my ball is equals to 5. Let's say 3. I want to place 3 balls. Right? So just loop over the array and keep placing where you can. Right? So first ball will go here. You can place here also. Right? So now 6 में अगर आपने place कर दिया तो you can't place at 7. You can't place at 8. You can place now at 12. Right? And then you can also play it at 6, 16. But the balls are only 3. So just that. Right? So for each mid, we will check loop over the array and try placing as many balls as possible while maintaining the gap of mid. If all the balls are placed, then the mid is possible. Otherwise, not possible. Right? So this is the part where I'm trying to place. Right? Placed is the number of balls I successfully placed while maintaining the gap of mid. So if my placed balls, because I didn't stop after m balls, so if my placed variable can go over m also. So if my placed variable is greater than equals to m, then my answer is mid. I update my answer and then I move the range. Then I'm going to search in this part. If the mid is successful, then I will search in this part now. This is my new low and this is my new high. Otherwise, I will search here. Right? Simple binary search question, I guess. So that brings us to the last question, which was a bit weird. Solution 4. Okay. So the question was, we have n oranges, and n is 2 into 10 to the power 9, which is very big number. And your goal is to eat all oranges. Your answer will be minimum days required to do so, and your operation are of 3 types. First is you can subtract n by 1. You can divide n by 2, and you can do this, right? So what this basically means is, on each day you can do one of these threes. You can eat one orange, exactly one orange. You can eat half of the orange, or you can eat 2/3 of the oranges, so that and third are left. But in these two cases, this condition is necessary. Like earlier, your n should be divisible by 2 here, and here the case is this, right? So now I hope question is clear. So how I approach the question is, let's look it at this way, right? So let's say uh, I start for somewhere, right? Let's say I start from 0. Let's say I'm currently at n, right? So now the the shortest path for you will be just keep eating and just keep doing n by 3, n by 3, n by 3, and you will reach the 0. You will reach 1 in at most 18 moves, right? At most 18 moves, mean you will reach 1, right? That makes it the shortest answer, but the condition is there also, right? That you can't just keep doing this thing. But the question is why we can't do this, right? Why we can't do this? Let's say my answer, let's say my current is 17, right? So now for 17, my initial value is 17, right? So now for 17, let's say I want to apply the third operation, that is n divided by 3 करना है मुझे यहाँ पे. तो अभी तो मैं नहीं कर पाऊंगा क्योंकि वो 17 जो डिविजिबल बाय नहीं है उसके. तो उसके लिए मुझे क्या करना पड़ेगा? उसके लिए मुझे या फिर तो पहले हाँ, तो उसके लिए मुझे क्या करना पड़ेगा? उसके लिए मुझे 2 बार -1 करना पड़ेगा. 2 बार I will have to perform -1, then I will reach 15. Then this number is now divisible by n. So now I can make n divided by 3 here. Now it brings me to 5, and then 5 again is not divisible by 3. Then I will do again 1 minus 1 and again 1 minus. So it brings me to 3. And now again I can do 3 n by 3 operation, and it brings me to 1. And then at the end I will do again minus 1. It brings me to 0. So in there, in total, how many operations are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 7. In 7 operations, you bought 17 to 0, right? So my point is, if the n by 3 करके you can reach 1 at most in 18 moves, देन एट वर्स्ट क्या होगा हर केस में तुमको क्या होगा कि -2 करना पड़ेगा, right? मान लेते हैं एट वर्स्ट केस आ गया सिनेरियो, द वर्स्ट के सिनेरियो में हाफ आफ्टर ईच n by 3 move you will have you will have to do -1 2 times, right? So that makes it what? So this is 18. 18 will be your number of 3 wala move, right? And then for each one of them I will have to do 2 into uh, 2 into 18, right? And this will be ones, right? So this is the, I will tell you the moves, right? So at the worst case, what will happen is this will be 18 3 moves, third moves, and then it will be 2 into 18 second first moves, right? Right. This is the case. So what is the what is the value of this? This value is 3 into that number. It turns out to be 60. At most 60 में तुम्हारा पूरा आंसर आ जाएगा. This is the proof, right? And similarly, this was for 3, right? Similarly for 8, similarly for 2 also. If you want to keep performing the 2 operation, then also you can do this, right? If I do this, wait a second, man. That's okay one, right? So it is 30 at most, and then अभी जैसे कि 3 में क्या हो रहा था, 3 में हो रहा था कि at worst कैसे क्या होगा कि after each time you do the thing n/3 जब भी करेगा उसके बाद तेरा तेरे को 2 बार -1 करना पड़ेगा, और बाय n/2 वाले केस में क्या होगा कि you will have odd number each time, right? So you have to do -1 or -1 one time, right? So 30 moves in the second case. So it will be 30 moves, 30 second moves plus 1 into 18, 1 into 30, uh, 1 into 30 first moves. I hope you're understanding what is second move, third move, and this first move, right? This is I'm talking about this thing. This is first, this is second, this is third. तो किसी नंबर में कितनी बार मूव परफॉर्म करना पड़ेगा वो बता दूंगा तुमको. तो किसी भी नंबर पे अगर तुमको दो दो से करना है तो तुमको जो सेकंड मूव है वो एट मैक्स 30 टाइम अप्लाई करोगे, एंड फर्स्ट मूव एट मैक्स यहाँ पे भी 35 अप्लाई करोगे, तो इट विल टर्न आउट टू 60. तो दोनों इसमें आंसर एट मैक्स 60 ही आ रहा है. सो आई डिड द सेम थिंग है. सो I made a recursion function here, right? A recursion function is very simple. What solve of n does is solve of n will give me the best best way to eat the oranges from now, right? So if your n is equals to 1, then you return 1. If your n is equals to 0, then you return 0, right? Because if you add 1, you will have to eat 1 only, right? तुमको वो फर्स्ट वाला ऑपरेशन करना पड़ेगा, एंड अगर n 0 है देन तुमको कोई ऑपरेशन करने की जरूरत नहीं है, तो इसका आंसर 0 हो जाएगा. एंड इस वाले में कैसे क्या है कि n इज, अब तुमको या फिर 2 अप्लाई करना पड़ेगा, फिर 3 अप्लाई करना पड़ेगा, राइट? तो ये वाला केस है कि अगर मेरे को 2 अप्लाई करना है तो उससे पहले मुझे कितने 1 वाले ऑपरेशन करने पड़ेंगे, एंड अगर मुझे 3 वाला ऑपरेशन अप्लाई करना है इन दैट केस मुझे कितने करने पड़ेंगे वो लिखा है मैंने यहाँ पे, ठीक है? एंड देन एट द एंड मैं रिटर्न क्या कर रहा हूँ उसको. सो लेट्स से This is the option one. Option will be what? Option one will be number of ones I have to do, number of ones I have to subtract before I perform the divide by 2 optional option, right? So it will be solve of what? N minus m v1 divided by 2, right? And option 2 will be equals to a number of ones I have to perform to number of ones I have to subtract to perform the third operation, right? So these are the two options I have, and then I will choose the minimum of them for the answer. And I guess that's a pretty short code. Not gonna lie. Okay, is it fast? It must be fast. It is where am I? Your you are here. Your memory usage beats 94.87. But where am I in this range? मैं इसमें कहाँ पे हूँ? Just I guess we'll just leave it. Okay. So that was the weekly contest 202. I don't know. We start 26 मिनट में क्वेश्चन हो गए थे सारे. But ये आसान सेट था. So thank you for watching the video, I guess. Thank you and bye bye.